If you look at a modern map of South and Central Asia, you see 4 distinct countries: Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. But projecting these national identities onto the deep past distorts the actual history of the region. In 1500 BCE, this entire space operated as an interconnected geographic continuum. The highlands of the Zagros Mountains, the open steppes of Central Asia, and the fertile basin of the Indus River formed one continuous stage for human movement. To understand the people who lived in this era, we have to recognize that geography dictated destiny long before politics created borders. These low, extensive brick foundations are the remains of Harappa. By 1500 BCE, the massive, standardized urban centers of the Indus Valley were losing the economic and political power they had held for centuries. This image captures the stark contrast between vital river vegetation and the encroaching arid desert, illustrating the ecological pressures that broke the old urban order. Shifting river dynamics and changing rainfall patterns made the centralized city model impossible to maintain. Without the agricultural surplus required to support massive metropolises, the bureaucracy fractured. Populations dispersed outward, settling into smaller regional villages and adopting pastoral ways of life. The cities emptied out, but the population remained. The people traded the standardized urban life of the Bronze Age for a decentralized world of mobile herders and farmers. To the northwest, another shift was underway. Across the great oasis landscapes of Central Asia, settled communities began interacting with mobile pastoralists moving down from the northern steppes. To reach the Indus Valley from the north, these groups had to navigate the Hindu Kush. Looking at these jagged, snow-covered peaks, it is easy to assume they formed an impenetrable wall. However, river valleys and mountain passes, specifically the Khyber and Bolan corridors, served as funnels for human movement, drawing different worlds into contact. Long before it was a country, Afghanistan functioned as the great intersection of Eurasia. It was a network of corridors that forced separate civilizations to connect. We often picture migration as an army marching across a map. The reality was a slow, multi-generational process of settlement and cultural exchange. We can track this movement through language. Over centuries, communities speaking related Indo-Iranian languages migrated outward from Central Asia, leaving linguistic traces from the Near East to the Indian subcontinent. This ancient stone carving provides archaeological evidence of the technology that traveled with those languages: the horse and the light-spoked wheel chariot. This chariot technology enabled a new, mobile warrior culture. It became critical to status and warfare, embedding itself in the myths of these migrating societies. When a group introduces elite military technology and a new language, they can reshape a region's culture without biologically replacing the original inhabitants. The incoming culture eventually synthesizes with the local population. As these Indo-Aryan-speaking groups moved through the mountain corridors, they entered the Punjab, the land of 7 rivers. Here, the mobile newcomers encountered the descendants of the Indus Bronze Age. The two worlds merged. Newcomers brought Vedic traditions and chiefs, while locals contributed agricultural knowledge and their material culture. History here is the story of this assimilation. Old populations and newcomers combined their traditions to build a new type of society. By 1300 BCE, the old Bronze Age map was gone. The grid-like, bureaucratic streets of the Indus cities had been replaced by dynamic, semi-mobile, tribal agrarian communities. Life now revolved around cattle wealth, sacrificial rituals, and personal allegiances to warrior chiefs. This 200-year period of movement served as a historical bridge. It assembled the cultural DNA for the future, laying the groundwork for the great regional powers that would eventually emerge, from the Achaemenids to the Mauryas. The people who built this world did not identify as Persian, Afghan, or Indian. Those are modern labels. When we overlay the rigid lines of today's map onto the past, we risk missing the fluid reality of how civilizations are actually formed. Beneath the political borders of today lies a deep foundation, a shared mosaic created by an ancient world in motion.